Hey everybody, welcome back. So today's video is going to be about sketchbooks. I'll be sharing with you guys my favorite sketchbooks because this is one of my favorite art supplies, and I've been an artist for quite a while now, so I've amassed a lot of sketchbooks, and I just thought it would be really fun to share with you guys and recommend different sketchbooks and how they allow me to work, and also how they kind of drive my art style. I feel like with different sketchbooks, it kind of makes me work differently in them and therefore produce different art, and I feel like that might help you if you're looking for your next sketchbook. Let's go ahead and get started. Let me just go ahead and share with you guys my, I guess like one of like my most used sketchbooks and like how I got them. This is the Holbein multi-drawing pad. It's one of the sketchbooks that I feel like I work most naturally in, and it really complements what I want to make. I feel like different paper and different formats make me work really differently. The flow just comes to me easier. That's just what it feels like. And I love that this paper handles a lot of my common mediums, which are like watercolors, ink, pen, a little bit of color pencil sometimes, gouache. I don't use gouache too much on fashion illustrations though, because I like the translucency of watercolors for my fashion illustrations. I think usually when I paint landscapes, then would I like to use gouache. There's also not a lot of tooth in this paper, so there isn't much texture and everything. I think everything is a bit flatter. I like hot press paper more than I do like cold press, which is a little bit more heavily textured. And I got these sketchbooks from Light Art Supply. It's in Singapore. If you're like living in Singapore, you can go and check them out. I haven't been to the art store in a really long time. I used to go pretty often when I was still in school because I had time. But they sell a lot of really old art supplies, and I'm pretty sure these are all discontinued. I own like 50 of these sketchbooks or something, and I've used about half of them. It's a really comfortable sketchbook. I think that's just the best way I can describe it. Like, I just love how I work in it. I love everything about this sketchbook. And the best part about this sketchbook is probably that I only paid $1 a book for. That's great. It's always good when you get a good deal. This is my current sketchbook, and I just completed it today. Here's just some pages of the sketchbook. I'll just share a little bit with you guys. This sketchbook is actually really thin, also because I tear my sketchbooks very often. I have a really bad habit of that. Next up would be my Fabriano Classic Artist Journal. If you've been like a long time follower, you would have like known its presence, because this is actually a journal that I kind of made a promise to myself to finish one every year, but I haven't been fulfilling that in maybe the past 2 years. The current one that I'm using is from like last year or like the year before, and I'm still not even close to finishing it. This one is just a regular one that's a little bit mini. I feel like you can use this if you don't draw, you don't sketch. You can also use it as like a journal, like to write your daily thoughts in, because I do use it for that as well. Like, there are pieces in here, but there are also a lot of like messages to myself and like what I think of like my life right now, that kind of stuff in here, like sappy things. I feel like this sketchbook kind of brings out that kind of a vibe, and it's really nice that the pages are alternate, so you get craft paper, white paper, and so on and so forth. It kind of gives like a fresh eye, you know. It really keeps it interesting. There's a slightly larger one, and then there is also the Quadrato journal, which are like squares, which is a bit more interesting. There's also a larger one, which is this one that I bought. That's new. I haven't got around to using it yet. Probably not so soon, to be honest. I still have a lot of unfinished sketchbooks. And a lot of the times I like to keep things in the back of the sketchbook from the year that it was done in. Sometimes I would make little like a envelope at the back to just store. Why is it not in any of these sketchbooks? I went to the storeroom to get these out. So for example, I would like keep these little small envelopes so I can keep anything that means something. These are all from like movie tickets when I was with my friends. I keep this really personal. Yeah, I think all of these kind of like represent a time in my art journey, and they all mean so much to me, really. I think I really like this one. This one is the one that I have the most vivid memories of, I think, because I really like these circles that I did. I love the color, especially. I titled this Memories of Green, which is like an inspiration from the Blade Runner soundtrack. But yeah, this one is like really thick because I think I made a lot of mistakes, so I wanted to cover up a lot of the pages, so that's why like there's a lot of like extra stuff in here. And then this one is probably a lot of fashion faces. So you can see like it varies a lot sketchbook to sketchbook. This one was a lot of silhouettes and all. This one is from 2023. This one is actually interesting. The square format, even though it feels very insignificant because it's just like a format change, but the paper sometimes also frames, you know, how you would do the artwork. I feel like for mine it's a little bit less obvious, but if you do landscapes and different things and you have a lot of framing in your illustrations and all, then the sketchbook format really matters because it also restricts or it allows you to create within the space. So a lot of the times for this sketchbook, I love to use ink and like pen, just that, because the paper itself, you can tell if you use a little bit of water, it already warps the paper. It also gives it a pretty, like a rustic kind of feel. If you like it, then you can use it to your advantage. But there are times that I want the paper to be, you know, as it is, not warped. So I would paint on other paper and then I'll stick it in here. But yeah, I feel like this journal, it feels more personal and it's more like a reflection of my life through sketches, because I feel like whenever I work in this sketchbook, I'm a bit more sentimental. The larger, for example, the sketchbook just now, I just do a lot of references and it is just what it is. It's just practice. But whenever I sketch in this, whenever I don't feel inspired, I feel like these illustrations really show that, and it shows a lot of my growth through the years, and it's through the sketchbook. So I will continue to work on mine, like my current one. Hopefully I get to fill it up soon so I can show it to you guys sometime next year, but it's still pretty early to really say because that sketchbook is not even halfway done. So yeah, but this is one of my favorite sketchbooks, and you can get this from Art Friends. You can also get it online. I'm pretty sure it's quite available. If you get it from Art Friends, it's cheaper. I think if you get it online, it's a little bit more expensive. So you can go and find it. This one is just the more common one, these two. But the Quadrato ones is I think it's a bit rarer to find. On to the other sketchbooks, I just have these like random ones. These sketchbooks that I use more for creative thinking and the developmental like process and mind mapping of my own collections. This sketchbook makes you want to work in it in a very lax way. I feel like you just want to run your pen through and you can construct ideas really easily with paper like that. That's just how I feel, at least. I don't know, you know, it differs for every individual, but for me, I feel like it's really like thin paper, but it's just something you run your ideas with. You know, I do a lot of mind mapping in these, a bit of concepts as well, things that I have to remember, things like that. I love to write in these. I think this is really comfortable with ballpoint pen. It might be a bit heavier for like dip pens and inks, so you can see like the ghost of the ink will pass to the other page, but I just like that look, you know, it makes it look really raw. It's nice quality. It doesn't feel like it will tear very easily. So yeah, and the paper is a little bit off-white. And then next up is this one. This is just more of like a fake leather bound kind of a sketchbook. This one is just regular paper. I don't think it's anything special. It's probably similar to the other one, but same thing. I also use this for concepts, quick sketches. So I do like mind maps, keywords in sketchbooks like this. And I don't know, this kind of paper just really works for that. For example, if I have to construct ideas on like a watercolor paper with like texture, I feel like it just doesn't go well for me. Also a like an envelope at the back so you can store things, but I don't really have anything right now for it. Between this and that, it's kind of the same thing. It's just this one is like a hard cover and that one's a soft cover. So if you want to save money, I think this one works. This one is good enough. Okay, next let's move on to these like more like one-time, one-off sketchbooks that I got. This one I got a while back. This sketchbook is from 2022 and it's a like an accordion style sketchbook. Empty as well. And then you can open on the other side and it's another set of works. This one I got from Vibrant Art. It's like an online shop and they're based in Singapore. The only reason why I bought this sketchbook was actually because I love the green cover. This is the USK Sennelier sketchbook. It's a bit pricey though, I would say. I think this was $20 and it's you have to know that it's only $20 for like essentially like not that many pages, you know. I feel like if you do landscapes, it will work really well for you. The paper is cold press. There's a little bit of texture in it. Actually, not just a little bit. It's actually quite it's quite pronounced, but not too rough. I think it's just right. I love the paper. And I remember when I got this sketchbook, I think it was a little bit yellow, was it? The paper was like there were a little bit of yellow spots in there. So if you mind that, then maybe you should, you know, think about it before buying if it really concerns you, because I think it's a little bit aged, the product. And then this is the Kunst Papier sketchbook. And for a long time, really, I didn't like this sketchbook at all. It's the watercolor book, but it's only 35% cotton, so I feel like it doesn't absorb really well. I don't like how I work in this sketchbook, which is really odd. Like whenever I work in the sketchbook, I feel so restricted. I would never draw fashion illustrations here because I tried and it just didn't work out. It didn't work with my reference sketches as well because I felt like this paper was too like almost too serious for those like mindless sketching. When I see the paper, when I feel the paper, and I just react differently to it. So I've been switching it up and I've been like doing and studying a little bit more of like landscapes and trying to paint different things. And I actually like the direction that it's going towards. I feel like the sketchbook works more for things like that. This is gouache and watercolors. I feel like this is what the paper is meant for. Even though I've only like shared with you guys like a couple of pages through different sketchbooks, you can actually see like a really big style difference. Like the way I work is really different depending on the sketchbook that I use, and it's just a different way I hold my pen, a different way I paint the colors on. It just all looks really weird and different, don't it? Like even though it's all me, but I work really differently depending on the sketchbook that I use. This is from today, so I'm gonna share this with you guys so you can see. It's really different. Like these three look a bit more similar, maybe, but this paper really makes me react so differently that I want to paint different things. Like this just shows that a sketchbook is pretty important, and it's also like it's like a tool to help you explore your own art style. Different sketchbooks, different paper, different formats, just react and you work differently with it. My favorite sketchbooks are for each of the category. We're talking about sketching, quick concept realizations. I feel like the Moleskine Cahier does really well. If you want interesting sketchbooks, I think you can try accordion style sketchbooks, but you don't have to get the USK brand in like specifically. I just think the paper is pretty nice. And then for this one, I can't really give you a feedback on it right now because I haven't completed the sketchbook and I had a really hard time with this sketchbook. I bought this pre-COVID and until today it's still like that. Then yeah, I think it's only until I finish the sketchbook can I give you a really like a proper sense of what I feel. But it might not be a sketchbook for me, but it might be a sketchbook for you. But the thing is, I really like the progress that is ongoing right now, so I will come back with like an update, but this is it for this one. Right now it's just kind of like KIV. And then for my Holbein sketchbooks, I think it's an A1. I think you can try anything from Holbein. I really love their stuff. Quality is there, and also the pricing is not as steep as like other brands. but they offer a really good variety. Last but not least, it's the Fabriano Classic Arts Journal. I feel like everyone should try this at least once. If you bought it and you tried it and you don't like it, then it's like there's a stance made that you know you don't like it, you know that it doesn't work for you. I think that's fine. Everyone is like works differently and likes different stuff, but I just think it's a good sketchbook. But the downside to this sketchbook is really that it's quite daunting to fill, just because there are so many so many pages. When you make one bad art in it, you feel so bad because it feels like a stain. But then as you go on and on and on, you're bound to make so much more throughout the sketchbooks that actually on the last page you don't give a shit anymore and you just let it sit in there. But yeah, I feel like if you want to use this, you can use this as like a sketchbook journal. You can write, can dedicate a couple of pages in here to some personal writings and thoughts. And when you look back on it, it can be a little window into your past self. This is it for today's video. I hope that you guys have enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, you can let me know. If you have any favorite sketchbooks of yours, please share. I might not get into them right now, but there will be a day that I will run out of sketchbooks. So when that day comes, then I will take in the recommendations and all. But right now, this is just what I've got, and these are what I love. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed it. I'll see you guys very soon in my next one. Bye!